on my YouTube page. I'm on YouTube as MetaChewy. I've just been uploading the Grateful Dead's. They played a live show on May 9th. Yeah, May 9th, 1977 at the Memorial Auditorium. So the Grateful Dead, they have a show at Barton Hall in Cornell May 8th. So the day before they played in Ithaca at Barton Hall, Cornell. And that show is like, especially by Deadheads, is considered one of their probably top shows they ever performed. But the show the next night doesn't get as much kind of publicity. And who knows, I don't think any show is better or worse, but I think the next day, since it was from the same show, there's some good songs. So I've just been publishing on my YouTube channel songs from that show, so a playlist. So I wanted to do kind of a lyrical reading of this song, Franklin's Tower. So they performed Franklin's Tower. Their opening kind of 3 songs. Franklin's Tower is like a 17-minute jam. So what I'm going to do, and I have from the library, the Grateful Dead annotated lyrics. So I'm going to be doing a lyrical reading from this book, Franklin's Tower, and then at the end of the video, I'll put the actual song so you can listen to it, but maybe with some context so it makes sense. So let's see if I can get the book up. So yeah, Franklin's Tower. So it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I'll read it and then kind of annotate the lyrics. So I'm just gonna this is the Grateful Dead's their lyrics. So annotated, it's got, all their songs. Essentially, yeah, it's a pretty complete book of lyrics. So it's kind of hard to see here, but it's got their shows, their years, and then their songs. So just a really thick document with their lyrics. So let's read the Franklin's Tower. So the first verse is in another time's forgotten space, your eyes looked from your mother's face. Wildflowers seed on the sand and stone. May the 4 winds blow you safely home. So this book, it annotates, comparing this to Van Morrison's 1968 song, Astral Weeks. So in Van Morrison's song, he says, in another time, in another place, in another time, in another place, in another face. So just an annotation of maybe a source of inspiration for these lyrics. And then the second paragraph is, roll away the dew, roll away the dew, roll away the dew, roll away the dew. And they compare this to the folk song, blow away the morning dew, with its refrain, sing, blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. And then also comparing that to Midsummer Night's Dream in some lines from 4.1 Theseus. Theseus is describing his hounds, which are bred out of the Spartan kind, and he states, their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Probably should change the page there. And then the third, so I'll tell you where the 4 winds dwell, is the opening line of the third verse. So that has an annotation about 4 winds here. So it says, in Greek mythology, the winds were Boreas or Aquilo, the north wind, Zephyrus or Favonius, the west, Notus or Auster, the south, and Eurus, the east. So the Tower of Winds in Athens is located on the Agora. So it's an 8-sided tower constructed between the years 10 or 135 BC. So a frieze depicting the 8 winds, yes, 8, runs along the top of the tower, which was used as a giant hydraulic timepiece. So then it goes on, pursuing that tidbit. They also stumbled across a Tower of the Wind in the Vatican, built by Gregory XIII, and known as Torre dei Venti. So the idea of the winds living in a tower seems to be ancient and pervasive. So there's also a biblical reference to the 4 winds in Zechariah 2:6. I spread you abroad as the 4 winds of heaven. And then Fats Domino, who's I think a blues singer, he had a hit song with a song titled "Let the 4 Winds Blow." So you can see just that opening line. I'll tell you where the 4 winds dwell. Just that one line has a lot of maybe interpretations of that lyric. And then 4, in Franklin's Tower there hangs a bell. It can ring, turn night to day. It can ring like fire when you lose your way. And then so that number 4, the Franklin's Tower. So it has an annotation on Franklin's Tower. So it says, let's see here. Franklin's. A Franklin was a medieval English landowner of the free but not noble birth. So someone born in medieval England who, is free but not necessarily noble. So Franklin's Tower, maybe referencing, a free person, especially with that Four Winds reference. And then it goes on to the next verse. It doesn't have another annotation to, the 5th one is the verse, let's see here. So some come to laugh their past away, some come to make it just one more day. Whichever way your pleasure tends, if you plant ice, you're going to harvest wind. So this has a annotation here of that lyric. So if you plant ice, you're going to harvest wind. So it says, compare the biblical quotation from Hosea 8-7. For they will have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. So it also compares it to the wonderful concept invented by Kurt Vonnegut in Cat's Cradle of Ice 9, after which the Grateful Dead's publishing company was named, whose logo is the I Ching symbol for gathering together, holding together. Not quite sure what that means, but... And then this last lyric. In Franklin's Tower, the four winds sleep, like four lean hounds the lighthouse keep. Wildflower seed in the sand and wind, made the four winds blow you home again. So that has a notation, four lean hounds. So it compares it to E. Cummings. All in green went my love riding. All in green went my love riding from 1923. So in that poem, it says, all in green went my love riding on a great horse of gold into the silver dawn. Four lean hounds crouched low and smiling. The merry deer ran before. Fleeter be they than dappled dreams, the swift sweet deer, the red rare deer. Four red roebuck at a white water, the cruel bugle sang before. Horn at hip went my love riding the echo down. So compare that to, the reference. In Franklin's Tower, the four winds sleep, like four lean hounds the lighthouse keep. So maybe some deadheads out there might know. Yeah. So I think as I've gotten into the Dead, I've just really appreciate their lyrics too. So again, that was just an annotation from this book, The Grateful Dead, the lyrics. So we read through a little bit of the lyrics. So let's close by playing a bit of Grateful Dead's version of Franklin Tower from Memorial Auditorium in 1977.